This is page 26. This is the second one, the one in the middle, the piece number 2. I'm going to go through the process I used to learn a piece of music, and we'll see what we end up with at the end. Oh, I need more coffee. I'll look it over. It's 2 lines long. It has treble and bass clef. The time signatures are common time or C, common time, 4/4 time, whichever. Some people say there's a difference between common time and 4/4 time. Go away. They're the same. For me, they're the same. That's okay. I see a bunch of quarter notes and half notes. We can handle all that. We have some articulation to deal with. But when I first start learning a piece of music, I connect everything. There are different fingering styles for piano. A lot of times the music will give you the fingering. They're suggesting that some editor or author or somebody has suggested. That's not cut in stone. You don't always have to use those. But they're a good guide to start. The fingering style that I learned in college and that I teach is I want to play everything connected with the fingers if I can. You can't, of course, but do the best I can. So I connect everything first. I'll do the articulation later. That's another step of the piece. So here, the hands are only playing one at a time, so I'll take both hands together. The left hand's here, and the right hand is here. So it's called middle C position because the thumbs are sharing middle C, which is kind of silly because you don't need 2 fingers on a key. There isn't even room. So what it is it's like a timeshare thing where the one or the other is doing it, and the other just gets the other thumb. The hand stays where it is, the thumb just gets out of the way. And as to which thumb you use, well, that's music. If it's in the lower staff, the left hand, upper staff, the right hand. All right, because technically either hand could play it. I mean, I could have the right hand or the left hand play all the C's, whatever. But we'll do it this way, it's more fun. Okay. So then I just play the notes. Remember the B flat? Since second finger's on B, I'm going to use it on the B flat. Just come up. The hand position, as far as I'm concerned, is here. Because the hand position is based on the key signature. And right now, we haven't really got into key signatures. Everything's white keys. So when I need a black key, I'm just going to move the finger temporarily for it. You don't have to do it that way. You could use this as your hand position if you wanted. But I use that and I move it here. And then, so I get both hands working okay. And then once I have the notes and rhythms figured out, then I go back over it slowly and carefully and get rid of any hesitations. And then we have the articulation. Here we have staccato in the left hand. Now on piano, there's different physical techniques for playing a staccato. The first one I teach is what's called a wrist or hand staccato, depending on what country you're from. You're flexing at the wrist. The arm stays basically still, more or less. You're just flexing at the wrist. And it's a little motion. I do it this way so you can see it better, but it's really a little motion. So I'm just basically on the key and I'm bouncing off. My piano teacher when I was little called them hot stove notes. Other people do too, because if you touch a hot stove, you get off quick. Keep in mind there's different lengths of staccato, but we do the short ones at first. We'll just do this and just play them. Now if you go quickly, you don't have time to put your hands on the keys each time. You have to do this. Bum, 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 bum. That's all it is. That's it. It's short. And then the right hand is connected or legato. Like so? Okay. So I add the articulation. And then once I have that under control, then I think about the dynamics. F and then MF, F and MF. We get this loud and moderately loud, or forte, mezzo forte thing. So how loud is forte? I don't know. Loud. Not super loud, just loud. And then moderately loud is just under that. It's sort of loud. Yeah, okay. Like so. I have a little problem with my videos, and that is the electronics I'm using to record these lessons want to even out the volume. They don't like things being loud and soft. It wants to even it out. So in order to get it to sound a little different, I have to exaggerate it here. I have to play that loud, very loud, and the other one much softer than that in order to get it to come out. Sounds terrible here, but it sounds okay in the video. If I play it where it sounds good here, then it all sounds about the same in the video. That's my excuse. So if you can't hear the dynamics, just understand it sounds good here. it's the equipment's fault. Okay. And then finally, the speed. And this says with energy. Well, how fast is with energy? I don't know. That's up to you. It's not going to be slow. I don't think there's slow energy. Right? It's going to move a little bit, but just not too much energy. We don't get... with energy, it needs a little faster than moderato, maybe. Huh? To me, that's fine. A few more cups of coffee or a glass of wine, that energy would change. Okay. Then the interpretation. A little bit about that, maybe the natural accents. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exaggerate them if you need to. Feel them. Don't exaggerate them. Once you have them, feel them. Let the wrist claps a little bit on them. It's fine. If you're curious about the phrasing, because these curved lines, is it a slur or a phrase? It could be both. In this case, it is both. It sounds like the phrasing in every two measures. So this is a sentence, a thought. And then another thought. Another thought. They're sentences, musical thoughts. Well, here you have to lift up between them in the middle because you're going to rest. But at the end of the line, before I go to the next line, I'm going to lift up. I'm not going to connect the half note G at the end of the first line with the C in the second line. No. No. I'm going to lift up like taking a breath. Like so. So. Like so. So it looks like these slurs are phrase marks, but you could consider them slurs also because it's telling you to connect the notes. Let's play this together slowly without energy and check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do dynamics. I will do the staccatos and slurs. I'll give us 4 counts. This is just to check that you have the correct notes at the correct time. And this is after you can play it. And hopefully, I didn't mention, but I should, you play this without looking at the keyboard, where you're developing that feel. You're remembering which finger is on which key. I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest. 4. Rest.